right, so I said I was going to show this welding project. So you've seen the boat if you've watched the skiing video. I'll post more videos about the boat. I bought this old 1986 Mastercraft Tristar boat, and this mount for the ski pole, which you tow the skier behind, was actually missing. It was completely gone. They had this almost like flagpole mount screwed into or bolted into the bottom of the hull, which is terrible. I mean, it's incredibly dangerous. If this thing were to rip out and fly out of the boat, you could kill somebody very easily. There's somebody in the boat or somebody out of the boat. So it's kind of dumb that it wasn't there. And I've looked for it online, and boat parts just are not nearly as available as car parts are, especially in this era. So I went about making this thing, and I was initially going to do it out of aluminum, but welding aluminum's tricky, and finding the parts is going to be difficult, or finding the right thickness and gauge and everything was going to be tricky. So I figured I'll get some steel. You can see here's what was in its place. So it's just like flagpole mount, and here are the bolts. Even the mounting bolts were still there on both sides, all four of them, but the part was just gone. So this is what was there in its place. Clearly not factory, I don't think. You can see the hole in the hole there, or the hole in the bottom of the boat there, where this was supposed to slide into, but then they put this extra post over top of it. So I got this really thick steel from a welder, just a local welder. Grabbed some steel. He helped me cut this out of some scrap he had. And it's pretty thick. I'm not exactly sure the thickness, but you can see we cleaned up the edges and then mounted them and welded these edges with the little welder that I've got, and it worked really well. Came out pretty clean. I'll show one a little more closely. So you can see there's the weld, and it turned out okay. Probably not perfect, but certainly not going to go anywhere. And then, that's not the best weld, but it's penetrating through the metal on each side, and it's definitely going to hold. So then we sprayed it up. I had to cut a hole in it, of course, and this took a shockingly long time with a hole saw, but it eventually did get through it. But sprayed it with primer, and then black paint, and then used stainless steel U-bolts to hold the post in place, and it's been there for 3 years and towed probably, I don't know, 100 different people or 100 different ski poles behind it, and it's been fine. Turned out pretty good. I have to check it. You have to take the entire floor out of the boat to see it, but I'm going to check it here in a couple years. Probably next spring I'll take it apart and check it and make sure that it's not rusting too bad. I think that's the one risk of being in a boat, is that it starts to rust and weaken over time. But it'll probably take a lot of years for that to actually get weak. So there's a little bit of extra weight in there instead of aluminum, but I think it'll last, and it works pretty well.